What's going on? Let me check these levels. Check one, check two. Check one, check two. Yeah. I'm bored tonight, so I'm basically... Come on, talk about sobriety. Kind of like an AA meeting, but I don't want it to be exactly like an AA meeting. I just know that people right now, they need some to talk about it. And if you're one of those people, I'll definitely bring you into my Discord. I have a friend that went out. I mean, well, he wasn't a friend. Like, he wasn't a friend. He wasn't really anybody I liked. I can't say I didn't like him. That's mean. I don't know how to put it. I guess you could say he was somebody that really, really tried hard to stay clean and stay sober. But he didn't. At all. I mean, it is what it is. He didn't. try to do too much on these streams. Try to put too much into it, production wise. I'm tired. I've been thinking about this cat all day. Like, it was my stepson's birthday and I'm still thinking about this cat. Like, he wanted to stay sober and stay clean, and he tried. But this pandemic's hard, man. Like, people are just getting out of work, like, and they're not able to work. Which, when you don't have a job, that just kind of breaks you down as a human. And I think that was probably one of his downfalls. Poor dude, man. You know? Poor dude. They say in the programs that you should always reach out to people. I don't do that as much as I'm supposed to do. Because I don't pay attention to the programs like I used to. I should. I had all this stuff that when I came on to talk about this stuff, it was stuff I wanted to say. Now I just don't give a shit. Poor dude. Hey, he's not dead. Came close. He came close. Poor dude. I keep just saying that, like fucking poor dude. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's make this a little less like this. Goddamn, that's a good riff. Some pretty cool shit. I don't know what to say. It's a good solo. Uh. I guess what I can say is a lot of people think it's easy. Like, oh, I'll just stop. I can stop drinking, using, whatever. I think it goes in the whole debate whether addiction is a disease or not. You know, and that's a debatable thing. Even for me, it's a debatable thing. Like, part of me knows that I don't have the ability to drink alcohol. I can't control it. So I don't do it. I just don't do it. I mean, I went to rehab, and I've been sober since. Like, it's been over 3 years now. But there's that thing, like, I know if I go back. I know if I go back and drink, I'm fucking dead. Like, I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. So I don't know. Sure nice to chat about this with some people. It's cool though. I don't know, man. I just, it's freaky, dude. I'm gonna get my words about me very soon. I'm just kind of blown away. Kind of blown away. I It's really pretty riff. It's a really pretty riff. Shit's a struggle, man. Shit's... To be completely transparent, I say shit's a struggle, but I don't know if I struggle. Like, that sounds really dickish, and that sounds really... Same kind of bullshit that... My point, like, that's the same thing, same stuff this dude said. He was like, I don't struggle, I don't want to drink, I don't want to use. And I believed it, like, he's strong, you know? And he did. And he did. And now he's laying in a hospital bed. That just means that if you get complacent, it can go down fast. Like, you can burn fast. I think my complacency, or the reason I don't get complacent, is I have family and I have kids. So I don't have the time to think about it. You know, and when I do get those times, it's because of something like this. Like, somebody that I know just... who I thought was really strong and I thought had his feet under him, ends up in this situation. You know, it's like 8 years. I think he had 8 years done over in one night, one split decision, one little second of not looking on what could happen and not thinking about it and giving in. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think about it enough. I think that's my thing, is I don't think about it enough. I should think about it every day. The first year I was clean and sober, I got every single morning as soon as I got up, I laid right beside my bed. Well, got on my knees right beside my bed, because that's where I kept all the stuff that I knew I would want to touch first. And I would say stuff like the Serenity Prayer, and I would pray. And I'm not that religious of a person, but for some reason it gave me that little extra discipline. I use religion as a discipline, which is really fucked up when you think about it. But that's what it is. I should think about it more. And now, since my daughter's been born and I have 2 stepsons, which is the things that I really always kind of wanted in life that I never really thought was going to happen. Fuck, man. I'm a 40-year-old dry drunk that has over 3 years sober, that plays a lot of video games, works from home. I only wear real clothes like once a week. Y'all lucky I got sleeves on tonight. What makes me so special that I was able to keep it together and he wasn't because I wasn't thinking about it as much. I didn't focus on it. It wasn't like something that I could self-destruct within myself because I wasn't paying attention, or, you know, like out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind, I think that's it. Huh. I guess I could kind of think of it as in, if it's not broke, don't fix it mentality. Like, it's not broke. I mean, it sucks that this dude fell off. It sucks that he fell off. I hope he can come back. I think he can. But I hear, I mean, he's like 50-something years old. And I hear the longer you stay sober and the older you are, the harder it is to get back to there. Maybe he doesn't want to get back to there. Like, I don't. There's all kinds of different stories. Everybody has a background. Like, everybody has their own trauma. Everybody has their own things that led them down the path they've been through in life. Everybody has that. I've heard some pretty messed up ones over the years. Mine wasn't that messed up. You know? Like, I had a badass childhood. My parents, 80 and 75, they're still together. It's adorable. Like, I'm a minority when it comes to, like, you know, when you're like, if you're in your 40s and your parents are still together, people think worse of you than if your parents were divorced. Like, when I was a kid, it was like, oh, what's wrong with Bobby? He's acting like an asshole. Like, I don't know. His parents are separated. They're getting divorced. Like, oh. Now it's just like, man, why is Billy being such a dick? Psh. He's always been that way. His parents are still together. Oh. But I came from that kind of background. Like, we weren't rich by any means. In fact, it was paycheck to paycheck, I'm told now. Now they'll tell me that. They didn't drink. I never saw a drunk person until I was like 17 or 18 years old. In fact, I did not have my first drink till I was 21? 20? Well, somewhere around that. Like, I was that guy that poured booze out at parties. Like, I wanted to look cool. Like, I would grab a beer and I would just, I mean, it would get like fucking, like you put it in the microwave warm from it being in my hand all night. And me being so nervous to not want to drink it because I didn't want to get drunk and go to hell. It wasn't until I was like 21, 22, but bruh, I hit the ground running. Like, I'm pretty sure I blacked out the first night I drank, and it was like that for 15 years. I'm 40 years old now. So that was like 2000. Yeah. Oh my god, that was 20 years ago. Holy poon balls. It's crazy. I don't ever think about this stuff anymore. I don't. I did not be honest with you. I don't know if it's going to do more harm for me to talk about it or to think about it than it would be for me to shut the fuck up and play video games right now. Fuck it. When I was 15, I got my first bass guitar, and I loved it. Like, I played tuba in the band, in the marching band and symphonic band. I was this really goofy little kid with big old zits, and the tuba was like easy half the size. Like, it was almost the same size as me. Like, it was huge, especially the big wraparound sousaphone and marching band. But I borrowed their bass guitar because I really thought I wanted to learn how to play bass guitar because all my family was in bands and I wanted to be in a band too. I picked it up quick, yo. Like, I got really good. Really good, really quick. And started a cover band in high school. I think the first song I ever played with it was before I tried to play bass, and I was singing, and it was Blur's song too. I go, woohoo! You take your left up in my top! Whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, I got a bass, and when I moved down here where I live now in North Carolina, I did it because I was gonna get into a band, and I was gonna make it, but I didn't know how to fucking do it. And I was nowhere. I was okay as a beginner, but I was nowhere compared to how I got skilled later on. But I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. In fact, my first house party I ever had when I was 20, some guy like rolled a joint, and he was just like, "Hey man, can I smoke this in here?" I was like,
"Fuck no, bruh. Get out, bruh. You're not bringing drugs into my house. No way." Oh, golly gee, guy, is that a joint? Oh, you better get out. Get out of here. Only cool people here.
And then I was the only one there. So everybody left to go smoke the joint. But then I smoked. And then there was no turning back for a really long time. Like, it relaxed me. I was such a hyper kid. It just relaxed me. And then the beer came in, and it was like, it wasn't liquor, it was beer. Like, I had been drunk before, but I'd sworn it off because it was like, I threw up everywhere. Like, I was a little kid. But then I got into a real band after a bunch of auditions, and all they did was drink Bud Light, smoke weed, and play music, which I was already there at that point, like getting blackout drunk every single night. Now I was definitely drinking by the time I was 21, because my 21st birthday, they had me drink 21 40s of Mickey's, of all things. I didn't make it through the 21. It was Edward 40 hands. I think I made it through 4 and I passed out. It's a good riff. I wish I knew if those levels were okay. They, where was I? Yeah, then I got in this band, and the band was good. The band was called 8 Foot Stride. Now I look back, that's like the third stupidest band name I've ever heard, right behind Nickelback. And Five Finger Death Punch. Hands have 5 fingers. If you wanted to be unique about it, it'd be like 3 Finger Death Punch. And then instead of a fist, be like somebody just had 3 fingers with nubs in between. But I got in this band and they got good pretty quick. Like we practiced every night. Got to where we were like packing out shows in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Booze was free and I just drank my face off. And I want to blame it on the drinks being free and stuff, but it wasn't fucking that. I would have been doing it at home whether I was with them or not. I don't even remember a lot of that time. It was cool. Met a lot of really good friends. Some of them I still have today. A lot of them I thought were toxic. It was like 4 years into that band, like coke started to come into it. And it got to the point where like I was with my drummer all the fucking time, and my equipment started to end up missing. I had a job at a radio station at the time, and they had moved an hour away, and I was driving home coked up and drunk, like an hour and a half every Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday night some Saturdays, and every Thursday night. Like it was just getting bad. And I could tell it, but I didn't want it to stop because I didn't want to lose that notoriety of a very small town. There's a lot of people for that small town, but if you put it in like a big city, it would have been jack shit. It didn't matter. No, I'm not crying. My fiance's cat's under my feet, and I fucking hate cats, and I'm allergic to them. But I finally gave it in. Like I just got it one day, and I was like, I'm done with this place and these people. Not the booze, not the drugs, just this place, these people. And I found another band in old Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Dirty Myrtle. Epicenter of human trafficking. They were a cool band too. They were called Confliction. Stupid band name too. But the band members were cool. And the music was big and easy. Mainstream rock. So it was easy to play. And it was fun. And they had a bigger draw. It packed out the House and Blues in Myrtle Beach every time they played it. And I was so impressed by that. But there, again, then I got into more liquor. Like, I found out what Jägermeister was. And I thought it was cool. And that stuff tastes like shit. That stuff tastes horrible. Jägermeister is not a good tasting alcohol. And I have no idea why people drink it. Because it's cool. It's metal. And metalheads will do anything to look metal. Just like people that think they're punk rock will get in a fist fight over thinking they're punk rock. And half the time they're not. Punk rock's a state of mind. Punk is a state of mind. It's not a fucking... They were cool. And met some really good friends down there too, but we all drank like fish. And I was doing a lot of blow behind their backs. A lot of it. Met my ex-wife down there. We both drank like fish too. In fact, the first night we hung out, we did coke together. And she bought all of it, and I was like, yeah, I love this girl. She's buying everything. I was a mooch then. Like it was more, I was in full, holy shit, I was in full addiction then. Because it wasn't about who somebody was, how they treated me, it was what they could give me. Complete enabler. And we enabled each other. I wasn't innocent. I have all the chats up here, YouTube, Trovo, Twitch, Facebook. No, I have Facebook turned off, excuse me. I don't want my Aunt Velma hearing this shit. If you can hear that music, let me know. I see, I think 6 people total between all the channels. That's cool. Thanks for hanging in there. Like, I was bad off after I got married. Right about the time I got married, I think is when the descent towards rock bottom started. That was like 2008. And then she got a job up in Virginia, working for a big tech company. Well, retail, but it was a retail for a tech company. So we moved up there, and she decided that she wanted me to be, well, we decided that I would stay at home while she went to work. I was a house husband. It was nice. I was a house husband for a while. And that lasted for a little bit, and then we just drank way too much. I probably drank more than her. I'm sure I did. But, I mean, I wasn't alone. Addict, blaming it on somebody else. This is probably one of the most amazing songs I've ever heard musically. And this is just random music off this thing. I'm not setting it up or anything. It's a great album. Check them out on iTunes, Apple Music, Swift. And look for the band, Swift. The album is The Absolute Uncontrollable. But all their albums are great. They're from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I don't even know if they're a band anymore. I know they released something in 2019, but I think it was like a reunion CD. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, we drank and we partied a lot. And then I got like my dream job after working productions. I worked on stages and lighting and stuff like that. And then I got a call from a family member that plays for a pretty famous band, like Grammy Award, like not award-winning, Grammy nominated. They're like, "You want to come do lighting for us?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah." And he's sober. My cousin. He was like, "How's that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, no, I don't drink that much. I don't smoke that much." I don't know why I said that. Like, I didn't think I did. So it was a 3-week, 4-week tour, something like that. A bunch of little small venues around the country. And I don't remember a lot of it. I remember the days off because I was so hungover that I would just lay in the hotel room and order in the worst food I could find. I remember I ordered this Philly cheesesteak while in Chicago to the hotel room. Or Joliet, Illinois, somewhere like that. Joliet, whatever. It was the worst Philly cheesesteak ever. It was like 2 little pieces of steak-um and a bunch of brown lettuce, but I was so hungover. I might as well snorted it, chopped the sandwich up in fine lines, and just might as well have. But that whole 3 weeks, like, I didn't think I was drunk the whole time, but I did go out after the shows and stuff. I was the lighting designer, lighting director, and the band assistant. And I had fun with the band. The crew was shitbags, but the band guys were great. And then when I came home from it, like, it was like, oh man, something tells me I fucked up. Like, my cousin was mad at me a lot. Like, he freaked out a lot at me. Not like violently, but he'd just be like, God damn, you're a fucking dick. Like, he would just leave the room. That was when I was sober. Then the tour manager called me up like 2 weeks later after I got home from that and asked me if I wanted to go out with a dubstep DJ and do videography and merch. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And that tour, that one was hardcore. Because it was just me, the dubstep DJ, and the tour manager on this huge diamond coach, full of booze, full of drugs. Then I didn't do many drugs. I just drank like every single night. The shows didn't start till 1 in the morning. We didn't get out of there till 4. Sleep 6 hours on the bus till the next show and then do it all again the next night. It was toxic. It was bad. And that was a 5-week tour, 6-week. Then I came home and everything it just felt different. And it felt sad, like the adrenaline was gone. So I drank even more and more and more. My wife at the time, her company decided to send her to China, to Shanghai, to train stores. And I didn't have a job. I was still a house husband. Again. So when she left, I mean, we had already had some problems. And I was already depressed. Like, bad. Like, I was borderline suicidal by then. I know it usually can't be borderline. You either do it or you don't. I mean, that's where I was, though. Like, I didn't want to, but I thought about it a lot. But then I found stand-up comedy. I lied to get on stage the first time, told him that I'd been doing it time and time again. I hadn't. Got 15 minutes the first time I was ever on stage, and basically talked about a bunch of stuff. I don't even remember what it was, to be honest with you. Because I was drunk. What was that, 2013? Yeah, I think it was late 2012. Yeah, it was. Late 2012. And I caught on to comedy quick. It was so much fun. I mean, I wasn't great at it then, but it was fun. I learned really quick. And then me and the wife split up. Separated. I don't want to get into all that. But let's just say neither one of us were good spouses. But then when I moved out, then that was like when I said back in 2008 was the start of the downfall. Like late 2013 was like when it really started to tilt, like bad. Like I was driving my car around blackout drunk every single night, going from the comedy clubs, the open mics. I'd go there sober. I'd do my set with a nice buzz, but then, don't remember. It's amazing how I was able to do that and not get arrested. I did get a DUI once, Christmas of 2006, 2007. I wasn't even drunk then. I just blew right over the limit. And it was right after North Carolina changed the laws to where there was no DUI. It was all, you're fucked. No matter what. That was pretty hard. Like, I went ape shit crazy then. Like, I was fucking everything I could, drinking every single night. I met these two roommates, these poor guys off of Craigslist. They were both engineers. They were both engineers. Like, one of them worked for military and one of them built shit for a living, for NASA. They drank, but they didn't drink anything like me. Like, I would sit in my room every single night and just get fucking hammered. Sit on the front porch. That's when I found out what dating websites were. Jesus. Being a drunk in dating websites has to be the worst catastrophe of a mixture ever. Has to be. But then it kind of hit me that I didn't need to be living there anymore. Like, everything seemed, I knew I was heading down. Like, I knew I was heading downward, and I was heading downward quick. To where I was honestly worried I wasn't going to be alive much longer. So I decided to move back to the original place where I moved. To begin with, in North Carolina, because I had good friends here. I had two best friends here. And they had a good comedy scene here, and it just seemed like the right thing to do, and it was. It was the best thing I could have ever done for myself. So then, going straight down when I moved here in July 2014, it kind of plateaued. Like, it hit, and it bounced, and everything was good. I got to do lighting on this big movie. Got my first IMDb credit. And then the film industry left town immediately after that. So I was like, holy fuck, what am I gonna do? And then it started to go you know, constant rough waves for like 2 years. A lot more pointing downwards than plateau. It never went up. Never went up. So I shouldn't say wave. It was like I was walking downstairs, but slowly. Every now and then I'd skip a stair. Did a lot of stupid shit when I moved back down here. Then I got a job where I'm still working now, thank God. Working from home for the same fucking tech company my ex-wife works for. But it's a good gig. And I'm appreciative for it. But, yeah, I just did some dumb shit. And dated some people that did not help. They absolutely did not help. Like, they were like, there was this one girl, oh my God, she was crazy. She worked third shift as a nurse. She was all the time stealing her painkillers. Like the stuff you put in IVs. She would bring the half bottles home. So many nights she was just like, hey, I can dose you up. No, it's a bad idea. She was, because she wanted to do it. She turned out to be a huge addict. And I didn't see it. Like, I was mainly just drinking then. But like 5 bottles. We would put away at least $60 worth of cheap wine a night. Like a night that we stayed together. And she had this 15-year-old kid. Good kid. I don't think he's so good now. I don't know. Who am I to judge? But then I finally got tired of that because I saw she was batshit crazy. Like, batshit crazy. I'm not just saying that. Like, men can be crazy too. I'm a little crazy, but this girl was just like chew your own hand off type crazy. Boy, this shit started to pour out easy. But yeah, things just got to where I was walking down the stairs, man. It's constant fuck ups all the time. Like my comedy got to where I was just talking shit to people on stage. I remember one year they had a comedy competition, and I didn't make it in the finals, but this other comic did, and then they had an open mic after, and I just ripped this guy apart incoherently. Like, it wasn't funny. I didn't do a good job ripping this guy apart. Not at all. Not at all. I think what it came down to was I was fucking lonely. That's what it was. I was lonely. I'd go do comedy. I'd go drink with my friends. I'd go home, drink 10 times more until the morning, wake up, sleep go to sleep for like 4 hours, wake up, go to work, then do it all over again. It was like that way for like 2 years. Wrecked my car a couple times here. First time I was coked out of my mind. And I jumped this median directly into oncoming traffic on a busy street. My town's busiest street. But luckily it was 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody was there. Except for the McDonald's drive-thru. They got a show. They definitely got a show. And then on March, what was it? March 16th. No, fuck. What was it? March 14th. I think. I have to look at my app to know when it was. Three years, 5 months, 2 days. So, yeah. March 14th, 2017. March 13th, 2017. I don't remember what I did early in the night, but I know that... No, let me back up. I met this girl on a dating app. I think it was Tinder. And she said she wanted to get together like at 7 o'clock in the morning at a Waffle House. I was like, fuck it. Alright, cool. She looked pretty cute. I went and met her. And she rode her bike. I'm like, what are you doing right? Where's your car? She's like, I don't drive. And she told me she was an alcoholic. She lived in a halfway house. And that blew my mind. And she started to tell me her story, and there was so many things that I picked out. This is like a year before. This is like around dirty ass riff, son. This is like around, I'd say, October of 2016, 15, 16. Let's say 16, fuck it. And she was cool, man. Like, she was cool at first. But she started to tell me her story, and there was so many different things I identified with. So many different things I identified with. And I was like, oh shit, Billy, you're an alcoholic. You should probably sober up. And I did. We stopped seeing each other, and I sobered up. And I made it 29 days. And then right before that 30th day, and I went to meetings like every day. Like, I was hardcore AA. But I didn't talk. I just sat in the back of the room and thought if I was there, I was cool. Didn't participate. Didn't get to know anybody. Just sat there and dozed off and just thought it was like how people look at church. You go to church, if you're in the room, you're saved. It's kind of how it was. This shit's sick as fuck right here. I'm taking my time through this. Check this. That's bad as fuck. Anyway. I made it like 29 days. And then I stopped. I just started drinking again. Me and that girl weren't seeing each other, and it was fine. I felt like there was no reason for me to hang out with her. But then like a month later, it was sometime after that, she got back up with me, and she was drinking again. Like, I'd go pick her up from work, and she'd be at a bar, and I was drinking with her, and then we'd go sit in her halfway house driveway and drink beers. That was fucked up. That should have been a red flag for myself right there, that I was drinking beers in the driveway of a halfway house. That should have been a sign. Anyway, we stopped seeing each other. Then on March 13th, 2017, I don't even remember what I was doing. I don't remember, but I do know that I drank shit tons of wine that night. And there was this girl I wanted to hang out with. It was always about a girl. Like I said, I was a lonely motherfucker. And I went over to her house. She has some stupid fucking name too. Like Fire. She called herself Fire. That should have been a red flag on its own. But once I realized that nothing was going to happen there, like, I don't remember what was said, but I remember getting furious. Like, I got mad and I left at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I remember on the way home, like little bits and pieces, like flashes. Like, I know I was driving, I was texting, I was fucking annihilated. I mean, annihilated. Definitely blackout drunk. But I woke up the next morning and I was like, fuck, something. There's something specifically horrible about today. Something specifically is horrible about today. About last night. And I went outside and I saw my car and it was... I was sure it was totaled. Sure it was totaled. I didn't know what to do, man. I was freaking out. I had no idea what to do. So, called my two best friends that lived in my town. They came over. They're so rad, man. They were teaching film at the local school. And they left class to drive across town to my house at like 10 o'clock in the morning. So sick. When they got there, they were just like, dude, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, man, I fucked up. Like, I had them go out and look at my car to see if there was any blood on it. Luckily, there was not. But I told them that morning, I was like, man, I'm done. I'm done. I gotta go to rehab. In retrospect, to be completely transparent and honest about it, I think a lot of it was I thought it was going to save me from going to jail. And I never went to jail, and I never heard anything else about it. You know, I got lucky. Again. For the 1,000,000th time. So I called my parents, the good old parents I was talking about an hour ago. Told them I need to go to rehab. My dad was like, you gotta be shitting me. And he's like, alright, cool. We'll be there in a few hours. They lived like 2.5 hours away then. 2 hours, 40 minutes, something like that. And they showed up about 3 o'clock. And I called the treatment center. I made my own appointment. We showed up there at 5. This is Wilmington Treatment Center in Wilmington, North Carolina. Went out to dinner with him for like a last dinner or whatever, and we went to the K&W cafeteria. If you don't know what that is, it's a cafeteria, man. You go through the line, old ladies serve you subpar food. And I'll be honest with you, that was as scared that I've ever been in my life, was walking in there and seeing all these people. I was just looking at them. I was like, look at these sick motherfuckers, these addicts. This isn't me. Look at these horrible people. These people are gonna die from what they're doing to themselves. I'm not like this. This isn't me. And I got in my room and the guy took all my shit away from me except for a book. He took my money. Like, he took everything. The only thing I could have was my clothes and a book. And even that was limited. And then I went outside and all these medics are running through the hallway and grabbing this kid who was screaming. Had blood all over him. He had carved like pentagrams into his chest with razor blades. And detox. It's crazy. Like, this is like my first hour in the building. I was like, this isn't for me. I'm changing my mind. I'm leaving. I'm going home. I don't need to be here. This is not for me. And I just lost it, dude. Like, I went in my room and in the bathroom. Turned on the shower and the sink. Got it all steamy. And I just bawled my eyes out. I was like, there's no fucking way I need to be here. This place is bullshit. There's no reason for me to be here. And then my roommate... God, I can't remember his name. But he was this portly fellow from New York. He kind of walked around with dip in his mouth all the time. Talked really quick.
No, listen here. So, here's how it's gonna go today. How you doing?
And he, like, always stood with his arms behind his back. He was always standing like that with his dip. Had his pants hiked high. Oh my god. Fuck this cat. Swear to God, it's the cat. But I lost it, man. I was bawling my eyes out. And then he started saying, he was just like, dude, let me tell you about myself. And he told me about himself. And at one point in his story, I just lost my shit. I was like, fuck you, dude. There's no fucking reason I have to be here. I'm not like you. I just need to get here so I wouldn't go to jail. And he just started laughing at me. He was like, dude, stand up. He made me stand up, and he made me look in the mirror at myself. I look bad. I don't mean MJ bad. I mean like Tom Hanks at the end of Philadelphia bad. Sorry, that was horrible. But I did. I looked sick as fuck, man. Sick as fuck. Made sense then, because I was just like, holy shit, I am right where I need to be. And after that, I buckled down. Like, every morning, I would get up at like 5 a.m., go get a cup of coffee, go outside, smoke a cigarette, wait for the counselors to get there, wait for them to open up the library. I'd start taking books out of the library about dopamine and serotonin levels and how long it took you to get back to normal. Listening to everything everybody said, whether they made fucking sense or not. Most of them didn't. Most of them were just telling war stories about how they did drugs all the time, and that wasn't helpful. So I just found a group of people that were there to actually do the work. Got out of there 28 days later. I definitely felt different. It was cool. I'm a big Tar Heel basketball fan, and I got out of there the night of the national championship in 2017 where they won the title, and I was so out of it from phenobarbital that they gave you and the medications that they gave you, which is really weird that you go to a treatment center but they still pump you full of fucking drugs to keep you cool. I'll be honest, I think a big part of it is I knew where I came from. I didn't want to let my family down. Because I know, like, if they knew a quarter of the shit I did in my life, they'd be so ashamed. I mean, like I said, it was all about what people did for me. It wasn't about me or the friends I had. Like, I've had 2 friends in my whole life that I actually care what they think. And I still have them to this day. They're still 2 of my best friends. Now I have more of them that I care like that now, but they're people I've met since I've been sober. So they're there for the right reasons. But as soon as I got out, man, I was so hardcore about doing what I needed to do. Like, you know how, like, when vegans become vegan, all they talk about is being vegan, and they try to shove being vegan in your face for years? Like, that was me, like, the first year of sobriety. I found myself a Narcotics Anonymous meeting every morning at 7 a.m. And then at 8, when that let out, I would go straight over to IOP, which is attention outpatient therapy. So I'd sit in a room with a bunch of other people that just got out of treatment. And I did that for 90 days. And after I got out of the IOP, I would go to another meeting at noon, an AA meeting, because I wanted the best of both programs. Like, I was really Bible thumping about it. Not Bible thumping, but I wanted to know the programs. So I did that whole 90 for 90 thing. Got a sponsor. Really good dude. Never really did any other work. Because the way I looked at it, I could just go straight back into comedy, and goddamn was I better than ever. Like, I was writing 4 to 10 minutes a day, working on it every day, and then going to perform it on Thursday nights and Monday nights and work on it, like hone everything in. I was obsessed with comedy again, and that's where I think really kind of saved me. You definitely get a tough skin too, because when you're in rehab, you're there with people that have all the other addictions: heroin, meth, crack. One dude was there for weed, pussy. He really was, though. He was there for like 5 days. He was only there for his parents to scare him. But then when you get out, and those people that you were in there with get out, especially the people that were on the harder drugs, it's harder for them, especially when they have to go live in that sober living environment. Sometimes I don't think those environments are the best for people. I mean, they're good, don't get me wrong. I think they're amazing for a lot of people. But depending on what you're there for. Like, I had one friend, met her in treatment. Awesome girl. She was so cool. We were such good friends. Then she got out. She let me know she was out. And she lived in that same halfway house as that last girl. And she relapsed. They found her in a hotel room. Purple as fuck. They found her the morning that she was supposed to come give me a 60-day chip. She was going to come give me my key tag at NA. And she never showed up. And I was just like, she just couldn't make it or couldn't get a ride. And no, she was dead. And that was just the first of many, man. You get a thick skin when you're dealing with the recovery community. I think that's why a lot of drug addicts choose AA over NA. They say it's for religious reasons, but to be completely honest with you, I just don't think they want to see as many people die. But I kept going, man. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't go hang out at bars. When I went and did comedy, I'd go to the show and I'd leave. I'd be out. I did that for a long time. The comedy club here was really helpful. The GM and the owner were so cool about, like, on open mic nights, put my name on the list for me, so I didn't have to go stand and wait outside for an hour after the list went out. And on weekends, they knew I was going to show up right before the show. They knew I would be there. I would leave in between shows, and I would leave as soon as I was done. Whether I was hosting, guest spot, or feature, I would leave as soon as I was done. I'd stay one night to watch the headliner. You know, the worst part about being sober, when you're first in your young sober, is I never let go of those dating apps. God. I think I became a sex addict. Me. Look at me. I'm an oddly proportioned ginger. I'm a fucking cartoon character. I met some cool people I'm still friends with. And one Sunday morning, I got on Plenty of Fish, the Section 8 of dating apps. Excuse me. Fucking cat, man. But I got on that Plenty of Fish and I saw this chick on there. She talked about how much bullshit she didn't want to deal with and what she wanted, and everything was so real. I was like, this is so not fake. This woman's being vulnerable right now. And she's cute. So I wrote her a message back. It had to be like 2 pages long. And I did the same thing. I was very vulnerable. I was very transparent about everything but the sobriety thing. I didn't talk about that yet. I think we talked for like a week, and then I convinced her to give me her Facebook profile so I knew she was real. And then one Sunday, I was working and I was bored, and I was just like, hey, you want to go get some tea or some coffee? She was like, I don't know. I'm like, might as well just get out of the way. We enjoyed talking to each other. She's like, all right. So we met downtown. Like, instantly, it was like, bam. She smoked cigarettes, and so did I at the time. So we just sat and drank our teas and talked about everything and smoked cigarettes. She had 2 kids. 2 boys. I think they were 8 and 10 then. And we started seeing each other, and it was cool, man. I told her all about my road. Actually, I've said more here than I've ever told her. And she was cool with it, man, because she had addicts in her family. And she was supportive. She's always been supportive. And I say always, spoiler, she became a huge part of my life, man. I fell for it. We have a daughter now. My daughter is 1 year and 1 month old. And her oldest son turned 12 years old today. We just had a birthday party for him, to where his friends came, their father came. We all hung out, had pizza, threw water balloons at each other. And then I got the news about the person I was talking an hour and 22 minutes ago. He was in the hospital and wasn't going to make it. That sucks. So then I gave my daughter a bath, put her to bed, and watched a movie with my lady on the couch. She said she was going to bed, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to set up and I'm going to go live. Because I need to talk some shit out. It's crazy, man. Been a long time since I've told my story. It really makes me realize, like, holy fuck. How did I go from complete unmanageable human being who's lucky to be alive who had pretty much ruled a family out to right here, right now? How did that happen? Tell you one thing, it's a beautiful fucking feeling. But that brings me back to where I was saying an hour or something ago. I don't live in those environments. I don't live in those sober living environments. I've never had to. Like when I came out of rehab, I actually had more money than when I went in. Because my company put me through rehab. They had no idea anything was going on. I just called them and said, yo, I gotta go to rehab. And they were like, cool. Go do your thing, we'll take care of you. And they did. Probably why I still work for them today. For that wonderful, huge tech giant that either people love or people hate. That's why I haven't quit yet. That's why I deal with Sunday through Thursday, 8 to 5, getting called a bucket of dicks by 80-year-old women. Because they can't remember their password. Because, you know, that's my fault. I digress. That brings me back to what I was talking to an hour and something ago. You know? Am I still on the boat because I never think about it anymore because I'm too busy with my family? Or should I think about it more to not end up like him? I think it's a pretty solid question. A lot of what ifs there. A lot of what ifs there. But maybe I should go with the if it's not broke, don't fix it mentality, you know? Maybe it's more of who you have around you, because he didn't have shit around him. What did he have around him? Sober living people that were struggling just as much, versus what I have is a loving partner, a beautiful daughter, and 2 stepsons that will probably one day Menendez me. If I'm lucky. And my parents, you know, they moved closer to be close to their granddaughter. They don't give a fuck about me anymore, but all about the granddaughter. You know, I think this is good. I think this is good. I think it's good. That's some deep shit, man. That's some deep shit. Yeah, totally. I mean, that's not gonna not affect me for the next couple days. See how he got complacent and went out. I've been complacent. And just doing what I'm supposed to do. It's crazy, man. I think I'm good and I think I'm done. I think this was good for me. And the 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 people that have watched. I think I'm gonna play some games for a bit. I think I'm ready. Probably gonna cut YouTube off. But you can go to twitch.tv sir_w_delicious. I just farted. Feels nice. It feels nice. Feel good now. Man, it's blowing my mind, dude. Blowing my mind. crazy. Well, like I said, twitch.tv. Search for Sir W. Delicious. I feel better now. I feel good. I feel relaxed. I feel not as tense as I did. It's just talking it out. And especially during this pandemic world where there's really no meetings going on, the things that I would occasionally go to when I felt like I needed to. It's good to just talk it out. It's a sick fucking riff too. Alright. Appreciate you. Appreciate me. I'm gonna play some games. Take 5. Play some games. Twitch.tv. Sir_W_delicious. Look out for people. Do something nice tomorrow for somebody. Deal with something that makes you uncomfortable. That's gonna make somebody else more comfortable. Something they're having in their life. You know? Good night.